class? Yeah.
Okay. Excuse me, much. I'm really sorry, but I think the class got started. I need to leave now. Thank you, anyways.
Yeah, no problem.
Sorry?
Oh. Yeah, class will be. Yeah, class.
I don't think she's attended today's class. She has been attended. Okay, fine. Okay. Mm-hmm. Hello.
Yeah.
Sorry, Mr. Venkat, I have been on a call. I'm really sorry.
No problem.
I don't think Lakma will join today's class. So, are you waiting for anyone?
Oh, no, I'm not waiting for anyone, so I will take the class for you. Give me a minute.
Okay.
Yeah, hi. Give me a minute, so I'm sending this link to some other guy.
Okay.
Yeah. So can you in the previous class we have discussed about object creation, schema builder, and everything, right? And even the page layouts, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So I do have a small question. So can you tell me how are we? Can you tell me why we are using the page layouts in Salesforce?
Sorry?
Can you tell me why are we using page layouts in Salesforce?
Page layout?
Yeah. So we have discussed this thing in the previous class.
Yeah.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
So generally we use page layouts for changing the user interface and the front end people. So if you remember, we have created object fields and everything, but we cannot see the fields on the front end. But after going to the page layout, we have dragged and dropped some fields from the page layout, from the available fields, and arranged in the page layout. And if you save, yeah. Say hi, Avinash. I'm just explaining the previous
on the call.
Only Monica is on the call, so I was just asking the previous Tuesday class questions and answering them.
Okay. So why is Lokama not joining the call today?
I think Lokama has some issue, so she's available.
Issue, I mean, technical joining link issue or any other her personal issues?
I think some personal issue, I think.
Okay. So since there are only two people, Venkat, I would suggest you to make sure that during the class everybody is available. Both the people are available. As you know, Monica, from next week you will be clubbed into another batch of 8 people. There are already 8 people available, and the administration demo, the module is already finished for them. So they are a week ahead of you. So we have given them a break in order to make sure that you are getting right approach, you're getting right tools to access and proper training. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay. So Venkat, so I would suggest if Lakuma has no other option other than going to the recording, that's fine for today. But make sure that you have both the people available for your next sessions.
Okay. I
Okay.
can make this session very short today by explaining some assignment and things. Okay.
Okay. And also, Monica just got access to Canvas. Make sure that you go through Canvas once and show her what assignments are. Just whatever the topics you covered until today, tell her what assignments have been given regarding those, and she can look into it and work on them.
Yeah, sure. I can do that. Yeah. Okay, Avinash. Monica, can you see the Canvas tool now?
Yeah, sorry, Venkat, I was on mute. So, Monica, one more thing. You will be provided with recordings for the audio sessions, or I mean the class, whatever it has been taught. But don't rely on the recordings. The recordings are recorded so that going forward, whenever you are uh, finished with the training, and if you have anything that needs to be recollected, that's the reason why we are providing you recordings. But don't rely on recordings during the training. Okay, during the training, I want you to give your full attention and focus towards the class. Whatever Venkat is saying, just go through it. And if you have any questions, ask him right away, or use Canvas for posting those questions. And do not listen the recording until you need something, or you are not clarified on any. You don't have any clarification on any of the concepts that were discussed. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. All right, Venkat, go ahead. I'll go ahead and disconnect. And Monica, as I said earlier, if you have any questions or if you face any issues during the training, marketing, or anything until you get a job, you can contact me. Okay.
Sure, Mr. Yash.
Yeah. All right, guys. Go ahead. Thanks. Bye.
Okay. Today, like.
And Venkat, are
Yeah.
you sharing the recordings just between Lakuma and Monica for these sessions?
No, I haven't shared the recordings because I have very few classes are done. But it's with me in my recordings folder. I can share it with you all. Okay. I can share that with you all.
The reason I'm asking this is because tomorrow when Lakuma joins, she may not be having a clear idea of what is being taught tomorrow. So I would suggest you have a very brief session today. Go over Canvas, go over the syllabus, what you're going to teach, and go over assignments, and recollect the previous concepts whatever you have discussed, or try to clarify Monica's doubts, whatever she has. But don't cover most of the topics, as I don't want only I don't want other student to suffer or have face any issues during the next class. Okay. And Monica, one more thing. If you guys have any other concerns, I mean, joining the class, if you are having any other plans, please let us know a day in advance or a night in advance. Okay. If there is a class tomorrow, at least I want you guys to inform us that you cannot join before a couple of hours, so that Venkat can reschedule and plan for the rest of the syllabus.
Okay. Sure.
All right. Yeah, Venkat. Go ahead. Thanks. Bye, guys.
Yeah. Bye, Avinash. Right. Hi, Lakuma. So if you have access to the Canvas tool, so you can see the syllabus of Salesforce.com training. So currently, I think we have done with the schema builder and the custom app development. Okay. So we have not done with the relationship types because we have not built any relationships between the objects. We have done in the demo, but we have not done the application. Okay. So give me a second. Yeah. So I want you to show this how to build relationships. In the previous class, we have not done that, right?
Yeah.
Here, we are now logged into the application. That is the app which I did it, which I took with you with this class. So now go to the schema builder. So as I said, you can do this relationship building multiple ways. What's the relationship? So you might be knowing about Salesforce, SQL, MySQL, where there will be primary key and foreign key, right? Means what's this? So this is so if there are two objects, that is A and B. So if the B is related to A with a simple field called so if there is a object called employee, and if there is an object called employee salary, okay, you store employee compensation in this employee salaries object. So if you want to know the salary of the employee from the joining date to till today, because if he is working for 15 years, you have a lot of history of employee records, right? Employee salary records, right? First year salary, second year salary, like that. Same way, you are storing all the employee salaries in the child object, that is employee salaries. Okay. So here you have to build a relationship from employee salaries to employee mapping employee ID. Now, employee ID is the primary key in this object. Okay, is the primary key, and the foreign key is uh, in the employee object. It's a foreign key. So the primary key. Sorry, for supposing I can tell you. So it will be really confusing when I'm talking about Oracle SQL. Sorry, MySQL or Oracle SQL. I can show you here by going to schema builder. So we are building a new application. But I'm explaining you. There is a service one. Each in service one um, will be having a child object, that is service line items. I'm creating a new object now. That is, I'm pulling this thing, service line items. You might be knowing this. You have done this. We have done this in the previous class. Service line items. Okay. Service line item is the label. Service line items is the plural form of this. The object name will be, obviously the object name will be the label name. Okay. And I want to click on allow reports, onboard system. See here, I'm creating an object, schema builder. Now it's here. Now I would like to build a relationship. For each and every service, you will have 4 or 5 service line items. Now, in this case, one-to-many relationship, right? You need to have, for one service, multiple service line items. In this case, you need to build a relationship from service line item. From the child object, you have to build the relationship. I'm pulling the relationship, that is lookup relationship. This is a basic relationship where you are building from service line item to service one. So here you have to mention service, okay, because you are pointing to the service, right? Service object, and here you have to pick down the object to whom you have to map.
Excuse me, Mr.
Service,
Venkat.
yeah.
You said the relationship is service, right? No, lookup is the relationship between the two objects, like service line item and the service one.
Yeah.
So then what about the field? It is showing under the fields, right? Lookup is under the field option.
Yeah.
So is it a field or a relation?
Yeah, it's because it's a relationship field. You can consider that as a relationship field, because with the field only you can create relationships. I can tell you that. So you have drag and drop to the relationship field. You see, these are 3 relationship fields. So people generally call it as relationships. Okay, they don't call as relationship fields. they call them as relationships. Okay. I'm pulling the I pulled the lookup relationship. So it's also a field. Monica, you're correct. It's also a field. These are relationship field. These are data type fields. Okay. This is also one type of data type. You can consider that. So here,
Okay.
as we're building from service line item, here it shows create lookup field on the service object, and you are mapping to service object, right? Service means service one is the label name for that. That's what it shows here. See, it shows service one here because the API name of this is service only. That's the reason I'm calling it as service. I clicked on this. It automatically builds the relationship name also. You don't need to build this. The relationship name will be built based on the current object. Okay. You don't need to worry about this. It automatically gives the child relationship name and the related list label also. You can click on save. I can show you this item, related list item label after in the next class, how it will affect you and how to give that name. Okay. This is here. Now we have a relationship with a little blue color line going from service line item to service. Now this is called one-to-many relationship. Okay. We have built this with lookup relationship. So now with one service object, you can one service object can be related to 4 or 5 service line items. Okay. I want to tell you the difference between this and this. Lookup and master detail are both are same. Both are relationship fields. Both are having a very few differences. So this is not a required field when you are creating service line item, but the master detail field means it's a required field and it's a tightly coupled relationship. For suppose, I can tell you how it works. First of all, I will go to object and create a tab for it. All this stuff I will do it and I will show you the real demo. I'm clicking on tabs in the new tab. Click on new. Select the service line item. Select some image. Click on next and available to all profiles. This is the security settings. And in the third step, in which application I should add this tab? In referral app or sales app like this. I don't want to add in all the applications. So these are all applications if you remember: sales, call center, marketing, sample console. I'm unchecking this and I'm selecting only in the referral CRM application. And I'm clicking on save. Now we have a new tab. See that is service line items. And now I'm going back to the tab and I click on page layout. It is the page layout. I click on edit. So I showed you multiple options from where you can access the page layouts. That is from the object. Again, that is from the object you can see at the top level and the bottom. If you scroll down, you can see the page layout. If you see the service, this is the relationship field which I have created just 2 minutes back. It's not here. It's not added, right? So I'm opening a new tab and I'm clicking on this. I'm clicking on new. I simply got this. I don't have any relationship field here because the lookup relationship can be required because it's not required field. You cannot enter because if you don't want to add to the page layout, it won't be added. You can remove this and you can add it also. It's based on your requirement. But while coming to the master detail relationship, I'm creating one more relationship within the same object with a different name. Okay, that is service one. I'm clicking on quick save. I'm clicking on refresh here. Now I see a lookup relationship field. So I can tell you one thing how the relationship field works. I'm getting a new service. That service name is Venkat SF service. Venkat Salesforce service, and I'm clicking on all the required fields. I will any email format. If you are giving a non-email format, it will throw some error to you. If you directly simply enter a string, it will throw some error. I will show that to you. Oh my God. clicking on save. It was some error saying, hey, this is not a valid email address. Save. It works fine. And now I want to access the page layout of the services because each and service should contain service line items, right? I cannot see this here. I want to add the service line items in the service page layout also because these two objects are related, okay? Because I will explain the same thing in the next class also, but as you join the class, I'm explaining this. Clicking on edit layout. I'm currently editing the service layout, the parent object layout. In the current scenario, this is called the parent object. This is called the child object, okay? Come here, click on related list items, click on this, pull down the service line items, and to the top, and click on the settings button. So here is what I said when I'm building the relationship field at the end. It's asking you select the name for related lists item name, right? This is what the name. If you change that name there, it will obviously changes here. Okay. And I can build on some fields, required fields. I'm clicking on save. These are the fields I'm displaying here, and I'm clicking on save. Don't be confused. I will show you what is the effect of this. Okay. See, this is the service parent object. These are child objects. You can see the things in the related list items. This is a related list item. This is also a related list item. This is also a related list item. I can create a new service from here directly. See, click on new. It automatically maps to the SRC00001. What is SRC001? It's a service. You can see here. And I am giving it as a service line item, this like this, and I'm clicking on save. Now you have created a service line item which is linked to SRC00001. Let's create a new service line item from this object, not from the parent object, from the service line item object. Clicking on new, I'm clicking on logo, and I'm clicking on, see, here is what the lookup field looks like this. Click on the lookup option. Here you can see the services. Currently in the system there is only one service. That's the reason I am seeing only one service. If there are more services, I can see this. I can even search the services from here. I'm selecting the service. I'm clicking on save. Now, what you have done is you have created a child object, that is service line item, which is linked to SRC-00001, which is a service record. Now this is the parent object, this is the child object records. Now go to the main, go to the parent object, click on this. This is what you have created, parent, child objects. So you can see this type of thing with relationship field. I would like to tell you because even the master data relationship also will be looks like the same way, but the difference is when I'm creating a master field, see, I'm doing it again. See, I'm dragging and dropping the master detail field on the same service line object, child object. I'm giving it as service 1 related to service only, service 1. Okay. By clicking on yes, it automatically maps to service 1. See, the related list label, I can give it like this. I haven't modified because as service line items is already there in the system. Okay, it's not showing the same name. It's showing service 1. In bracket, it's showing service 1. Earlier, it's like this for the previous relationship. But for the second relationship on the same object, from the same object to the same object, it's showing as it is, the name is getting duplicated. It automatically adds this special keyword. Okay, and even the one type, because this relationship name is already there, because it should be unique. That is the reason it automatically added 1 at the end of the child relationship name. I'm clicking on save. Now you have a okay. I cannot create the master detail field because the records is already created in the system. I have to delete this for doing that. Okay, click on delete. Okay, click on delete. Okay, now go back to the system. Go to schema builder and if you click on save, now it will save this. Now we have built two relationship fields. But if you go to the service line item object and if you click on new, the service one is automatically added because the master detail relationship is a tightly coupled one. It's a required field. You don't need to add in the page layout. It automatically adds to the page layout. And what happens, right? If I'm giving, again, I have to go back to the service one page layout. Click on edit layout because I have to add the new relationship field in the list items. Service line items. The name which you have seen while building the second relationship is here. I'm clicking on settings. I'm pulling some data. Click on OK. I'm clicking on quick save or save. Quick save means it will save and it will record is deleted column. I'm creating a new service. Are you accessing this organization, Monica?
No, not yet, Mr. Venkat.
Okay, no problem. It automatically creates SRC002 and I want to create a new service. Here is the lookup relationship. This is the master detail relationship. But when I'm creating on new, it automatically maps here in the same way. But I can click on save without entering the lookup relationship also. I click on save, it will save it. But when you click on, when you go back to the again parent object, when you click on new service line item, it automatically maps here. I'm trying to click on save without service one, the master detail field. What happens? It will throw error saying that you need a field. I'm doing the same again. I'm clicking on save. Now, if you go back to the system, services 2, now you have two relationships. One is in the master detail field, it's done. Field object is only one relationship field. Now go back to the service line item. If you click on new, this is the lookup field. It's not required. You can enter the record without entering the service field. But without entering service one field, you cannot enter the data. That's a specialty. That is the reason each and every child object must have a parent object, must be linked to a parent object. That's the formula of, that's the meaning of master detail relationship. Lookup relationship, sometimes they might not have parent, sometimes they might have parent. So they can have both the scenarios, right? That's the reason it's not required option. That's the special difference. That's a tightly coupled one, and this is lookup is loosely coupled one. You can do one thing. You can make this service also a required field in the page layout by clicking on this, by clicking on edit. That's a different thing. But there are some special advantages with the master detail field. That is, by clicking on this service, by double clicking on this, required. You click on save. This also become required. You can click on click save and go back to the service line item page and click on new Now you can see this is also a required field. Now all the three fields are required. Okay. So you can make a lookup relationship works like a master detail field by making the field as a required field in the page layout, right? Or at the field level security. While you are creating a field, there is a simple checkbox called required in the lookup field also. If you make that field, the features will look very similar to the master detail field. So generally, master detail fields have a limit on each and every object. That is 2. The maximum relationship, MD relationship you can get on an object is 2. But for the lookup relationship, it's 20. Okay. That's it. That's the main difference. You can build hierarchical relationships the same way. That's like a parent-child model. Okay. So we're going to discuss the thing in the next class. Okay. Generally, we can discuss in the next class because as you are the only one who joined the class, today's class, I want to close the class for today, and let's meet tomorrow's class. Okay. If you guys have any questions, you can ask now.
Okay, the main difference between the master detail and the lookup relation is we can make a lookup relation look like a master detail, but not vice versa, right?
The main difference is master detail is a tightly coupled one, lookup is a loosely coupled one. That's the difference. But as MD relationship has a limit, because on an service and object you can only create 2 MD relationships to any different objects, but you cannot build more than 2. In this case, you can use lookup fields and make it as required at the field level security. See, ensure the T option. That's the first. You can make at multiple levels. First at the field level security, make it as a required field. The other option is if you have not done that, you can come to the next step, that is in the page layouts. That is the second layer of security or validations in the front end. You can make that as a required field in the page layout. So let's do one thing. Let's click on the service lookup field. Here is the yeah, I think give me a second. Let's pull some other data text field. Give me a second. The required option is here, right? But I think similarly you can do that. I think the lookup relationship don't have the type of field. You have to do only in the page layout thing only. That's what I showed you, right? Here, see, double click on this, the required option. If you uncheck it, it's not required. Now it's not required, and if you click on save, that reflects in the page directly. Okay, got it. Okay, and again, the main difference is, for suppose, now service line item, if it is a lookup relationship from service line item to services, you cannot create a service line item. Sorry, you can create a service line item without the parent object also in the lookup relationship. But in case of master data relationship, you cannot create a service line item without services, because you must enter the value of service, parent service. Okay. You got the difference, Monica?
Yeah, got it.
Yeah, let's discuss the same thing in the next class also. Okay.
Right.
And so if you have some issues with the Canvas tool thing, right, just let me know, because you can access the syllabus. The syllabus is the thing. Actually, it shows the orderly format of the classes and their syllabus. And in some of the classes, you can see the assignments. For suppose this is the assignment in the second class, it will ask you to create some data in the application or take in the organization. In this class, the main thing is, first you have to take an organization, developer field organization, and later on you have to it's a simple process, right? Go to developer.force.com and click on sign up, put down your email address and all the information, After sign up, you'll get an email address. You can log into the system by putting down the password and security question. And later on, you can access all the standard applications like sales, marketing, call center, community. You can create some data in these objects by clicking on new leads, new campaigns like that. That's what I want you to try, the Salesforce application, the standard one. Later on, I can give the assignment of creating a application inside your platform, custom application inside your Salesforce organization or instance. Okay, so if Lakuma is in contact with you, you can ask her to also do the same. Ask her to view the second item in the syllabus, that is Salesforce Product Introduction. Ask her to open the assignments by clicking on this, and okay, it's not valid. Okay, I'll click on assignments. You can see the assignment, that is assignment 1. Some problem with this. Let's try this. Okay. Okay, if you go to the calendar, you can see the assignments also.
When I did that, I can see only assignment 2 and assignment 3 needs to enter, but not 1.
Yeah, we can see only assignment 2 and 3.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I'll work on it. Okay, I'll work on it, and I will share even this on email to you. Okay.
Okay.